There are no instructions that come with children, and parents are at times overwhelmed with the demands of raising a new individual. As children grow and siblings are added, parents often picture an idyllic scene with siblings playing together peacefully. But all too often that is not the case, and struggles like this one are often all too common. And it's not just children that don't get along with one another. More and more parents and even teachers are finding it difficult to deal with children. Barbara Gilman, a longtime therapist, believes that more and more children are being born displaying traits that parents might term demanding, but that the world is in need of these little individuals.
The children who are coming onto the planet are just literally the next evolution in consciousness from where we were. It's like we're standing in the midst of evolution, which is a hard concept to understand because we usually think evolution of in the past. But this is exactly what's happening now. We have these children and they come in and they know who they are, they know what their destiny is, they know what their purpose is. They call them the peacemakers. And it's quite an amazing thing to watch and to hear all the stories, because I'm within the school systems now and within all of the agencies and all of the parents that come and they tell me the most amazing stories of these children. They're like little, they're little adults in these little bodies, and they're actually more conscious and they're actually brighter than their parents. And so this is part of the problem. I have teachers who've been teaching for 30 years saying, Barbara, we don't know what to do with these kids, because they don't have a model for it. They don't understand it. And then the worst thing that happens is they label them ADD and ADHD. So clearly at that point, it's like, okay, we don't know what to do with it. And I guess the problem is we're not aware enough to think that, okay, maybe there's a new model here. Maybe there's something we need to look at. So what happens is they put them on Ritalin. And that's very scary. That's like taking your child and putting them on cocaine. And that clearly is a very scary concept.
To help educators and parents deal with this new breed of child that's extensively discussed in the book, The Indigo Children, Barbara Gilman is leading courses in Bradenton and elsewhere designed specifically to help parents to redirect their children's behavior.
Most of our behavior is about autocratic parenting. We are the controllers. There's something that happens to adults when they have children. It's all of a sudden they forget what it was like to be a child. They forget their adolescent years. They forget the pains and the pleasures and the joys. And now they're a parent. So what happens is now I have to control you. I have to manipulate you so you're going to be a good child because I want to look like a good parent. And so therefore, again, because we don't know what we're doing, we can only do what our parents did. There's no other option. Where did you learn? So you're going to follow through on the same kind of reward and punishment system, which doesn't work. It's all about we take responsibility for our child's life. And therefore, I have to manipulate you so it looks good. As opposed to realizing that the only gift that we can give our children is for them to understand that they are the authors of their life, that they create their own reality, that the choices, attitudes, decisions in their life will create the consequences, and they need to know that. And our job is to guide them in this, but not to control and manipulate them to look a certain way.
During the course that meets for 3 hours a week for 5 weeks, parents discuss what aspects of their child's behavior they like and which aspects they would like to change. In the process, the parents themselves grow and learn to understand how simple actions and words on their part can influence the way their children act. For the parents, an effective way to gain insight is through a technique that Barbara Gilman relies on quite often: role-playing.
Okay, so can I have 3 brave people? Okay, we'll put this here. Okay, and Charlotte, you sit over here. Okay.
Took it out for him.
So this is our scenario. Okay, I'm the mom, Scott is the dad, and Charlotte is our firstborn. Okay, Steve, you're in the wings. You're just what do they call it? A gleam in our eye right now. Okay. Okay. So basically, we are going to be absolutely in joy over her and telling her how absolutely wonderful she is. And then at one point, we're going to tell her about Steve, and then we're going to dethrone her, and you'll see as we go along. Okay. So meanwhile, honey, isn't she the most wonderful?
She is so beautiful.
She's so. You know, I think she looks like your sister, but
I think she does.
yeah, but you know, she's even more beautiful. She's so sweet. I think she's the best baby I've ever seen, don't you?
Too. It couldn't be any better than this.
Yeah, she's so sweet. And Mommy just loves you. You're so wonderful. But honey, you know what?
We have a new addition coming to the family.
We have a baby coming. And I just want to tell you that when the baby comes, you know the crib that you're sleeping in. Well, you're a big girl now, so you're going to go and sleep in the other room on the other side of the house, and the baby's then going to have your crib, okay? But you're gonna like your new room.
You get a new bed?
Yeah, a new bed. But you know what? Your hands are always very dirty, and when that new baby comes, you can't be playing with these dirty hands. That's right, not on that baby. So I want you to know that, okay? Okay. Oh, Daddy!
Is it
I think
kicking?
it's coming! I think it's coming! Oh, go to your new room. Oh, Daddy, look, we have a boy!
You always wanted a
We want to play basketball with. He's so sweet. Oh, look at his eyes. They're just like yours. Oh, he's so... What are you doing? I saw
Daddy,
that.
Daddy.
We don't hit in this house. We do not hit. I'm very surprised at you. This is our baby. Okay, that's it. I want you to go to your room and I will tell you when to come out. I'm very disappointed in you. Very. Oh, honey.
Are you okay?
Oh.
Through role-playing, parents gain insight into the world of their children. Parents taking the course express that it allowed them a valuable insight into the way their children think and feel.
I wasn't too fond of getting up and doing the role playing. I preferred to watch it. But I found that when I was actually participating, I felt the emotions that we were supposed to feel in different situations, and so it was definitely very helpful.
Having gained insight into the world from their child's perspective, some of the exercises also jog the parents' memories to what it was like for them growing up.
With the kind of look that you would be giving them.
And although the course is aimed at strengthening parents' ties to their children, it also gives valuable advice that all of us can use to get along better with other people.
Even though it's only 5 weeks and it's 3 hours each time, every week when I go home, there's another set of, I call them tidbits, because they're all little things that you can do. One of my favorite is, and I think everybody's favorite, is the gem moment, where you have a genuine encounter moment with each member of your family. And of course, this is about children, so they're focusing on with your children, but this is also with your spouse. And it's about maintaining eye contact and being present. And so that person across from you knows they're important. It doesn't matter about anything else that happened that day, but in those 3 moments, they know they're important. And it's not, driving in the car, yeah, honey, what did you do today? Okay, great day. That's not giving them the sense of anything. So, but each week there's something like that you take home, that you start, and it becomes, it's just very easy to integrate into your family and have it happen every day.
According to Barbara Gilman, more and more children are born knowing who they are and what they want, and that we can learn from these children.
As I say to the parents, this is your teacher. You will never have such a wonderful teacher because literally they are here to press all your buttons. But within those buttons that they're pressing are our lessons. Anyone who comes into your life comes in with a gift. There are no coincidences in life. And so with these children, they are truly our greatest teachers. And from the parents and the stories that I'm hearing, it's amazing. It's like having this little old wise being in a body that's 3 feet tall, talking to their parents with knowledge and wisdom that the parents just look at me with their mouths open. And yes, they have certain attributes that make the teachers or the parents go a little nutty because they're not used to dealing with children or people who have some of the behaviors. And so again, it's time for us to look at, okay, so who decided that eating has to be something that you sit down and do? Isn't it possible that we can possibly say, okay, you can stand and eat, that's okay too. And a simple little decision like that changes the dynamics in a family or in a school setting. And there are schools across the country now that are starting to understand how these kids are and the energy that goes through their body, that they're actually starting to change the way the classrooms work.
Barbara Gilman says that the best thing we can do to deal with our children is to educate ourselves, to explore our own childhood experiences, and be honest with ourselves and our kids, and to look at our world seriously from a child's point of view.